What's up, guys? I'm out here in the yard on an unexpected trip, and there's something here that I am very wanting. So my cousin's already out here. I don't know where he's at, but we're gonna find him right now.
What is that? 10 clicks?
Oh yeah. Transmission is ready to come out. Everything is disconnected, and all we got to do is pry it. The half shaft is still in, so we're gonna have to fight that a little bit. My cousin just took off to go get a cart if you can find one. And look, there's a CRV cargo cover. Now I'm gonna let Tyga and Son fight each other for this because they both own a CRV. Man. What's crackin', guys? It is a new day, and the reason why I say it's a new day is because I came back home yesterday, right? And the weather looks like this. Super gloomy, one of those weather that makes you feel some type of way. And I came out here to start working on the CRX a little bit, trying to figure out what's wrong with it. IFO Bakersfield is this weekend, and my intentions with the car was obviously to take it out to Bakersfield, have a great time, race it, show it, hang out with the people. And I was getting down to work on it yesterday, and the furthest I've gotten on it was take out the spark plugs. I took out the spark plugs from the car. That's as far as I've got lazy, went inside, watched Ghost Adventures, and passed out pretty much. Woke up at around 10 o'clock p.m. and it was just too late to come back out here and start wrenching on the car. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna hang out the rest of the night. My buddy Marco also came by yesterday. He's going to Bakersfield with us this weekend, or I think I'm riding with him this weekend, because I don't think I'm gonna take my car. He came to drop off his ECU, which is right here, and he works all day, all night. He doesn't have time, nor does he have a cable or a laptop at home where he lives at, which is pretty far from me, to upload his map from LDL to his ECU. That ECU has the map for his all-wheel drive coupe, and he is wanting me to switch the map over to his H2B Turbo, and he's going to be taking that car out to IFO Bakersfield. Now, I just came back from my cousin's mom's house where the 4-door is at to get my S300 cable, because I knew I left it there. I believe it's mine, because there was 2 in the car. But I have it now. I gotta load up his map. His car is here in this city, getting a 10-point roll cage put in it right now, because his H2B EK makes 750 wheel horse. I get a lot of comments about H2Bs, so if you guys are an H2B lover, definitely give this video a thumbs up, because we will have some videos of it this weekend, hopefully going 9s. This thing turns on, runs and drives like it has no damn problems, but we know for sure it's hurt one way or the other. So guys, I ended up buying the transmission from the junkyard, and I paid about $113 for the tranny plus core. And the core that I exchanged was that transmission that I used for parts that was sitting there, so I got my 30 bucks back. We have the bracket right here that is needed for the transfer case, because that's the extra support, and Tyga's CRV does not have this, so he's going to be taking this. Alex needs this for his transmission, so I'm going to be selling him the starter for what I paid for it. And this transmission, I'm probably just going to clean it up, open it up, reinforce the shift fork, and keep this as a spare. Or maybe another build. Also, a quick little update on Tyga's CRV. The car runs great, and he's waiting for his chip to come in from Xenocron. He has a chip ECU that Alex gave him right here, and I believe he's going to be using this one. This is chipped, but it's not converted VTEC. So I'm going to order the chip, and I'm going to attempt to learn how to chip an ECU with the help of the interweb, and get this ECU working. So once the chip comes from Xenocron, we're going to stick it in this board, and we're going to stick this board into Tyga's CRV to see if everything works out, like the VTEC and stuff that I wired in, and if this board even works. So once that comes in, we'll give you guys an update on it. So right now, let's take apart the spark plug once again. The wires, disconnect the distributor, and I'm gonna hook up my compression tester on cylinder 4 because this is the one with the broken spark plug at the track. I'm gonna start here first, and then we'll work our way to cylinder 1, and then we'll see what readings we have. Okay, well, cylinder number 1 is above 90, so we're looking at about 100 in this cylinder. When I cranked it, it didn't sound like it had strong compression like the other 3, so I guess I'm gonna do a leak down test on this one, I suppose, because it's obviously the one with the lowest reading. What the hell's going on with my gauge? Oh, okay. Now, I don't have the greatest leak down tester. I have this one from Harbor Freight that I bought years ago, and I've only used it about 2 times because it doesn't work right, I guess. But it definitely lets me put air in the cylinder as long as I gauge it low PSI, like 50 pounds, so I don't go blowing shit out. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up real quick, throw it in cylinder 1 and figure out where it's coming from. I'm gonna have to put this on top dead center so everything is closed. Valves, pistons up top, and if the air starts leaking anywhere around the engine, we can determine what's really wrong with that cylinder. So I set the gauge to about, I don't know, it's like 55. Let's put it on 60. If this cylinder's already messed up, you know, send it. I'm gonna remove the dipstick. If the piston rings are bad, it'll leak through there. No oil. Oil cap. And radiator. 60 pounds of air going through cylinder 1 right now. Ooh, that's a lot of air. And you can kind of hear it coming from down there too. A little bit here, which makes sense because that's coming from here as well. Dang it. I don't know how well you guys can see this on camera, but I got the borescope down there, and it doesn't leave me to believe that there are, how do you say it? Crack in the sleeve, because it doesn't smoke out of the exhaust pipe, and I still have full coolant. But I don't know if you guys can see it right there. Maybe a cracked Greenland or something. But I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this around and see if I can find something else on the cylinder, because I did it earlier. I didn't really see much other than that guy right there. But yeah, anyways, low compression. Obviously the cylinder head has to come back out. So we're gonna find a day to do that, just not right now. I'm not gonna be at track this weekend. The car still runs and drives, so I'm gonna leave it alone until we figure out a game plan. But let's talk about the future game plan. I also noticed that my injector, it's blue, 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 and black. I was fixing to leave right now, and I forgot to talk about the new motor for the CRX. So if you guys remember a few videos ago, or maybe a lot of videos ago, I took the GSR head off from a short block that was sitting on an engine stand that was sitting here, and the short block is actually sitting right here under the rack, and it's a complete B18C1 short block. I was supposed to send it out for sleeving, but the money disappeared, and because I given my cousin the CSS motor, I wanted to do a sleeve setup in the CRX, and I wanted to make more power. So because the CRX still runs and drives, I don't want to touch it until I have a game plan. Right now I don't have another engine to throw in, and I don't want to throw another stock motor. I told myself that if I was going to pull it back out, I'm going to do, you know, a better setup. the better setup is a sleeve GSR piston rod setup with a stock head. Now, I debated on using my built head, which is this guy right here. It has brand new valve springs, retainers. It's ported on the exhaust and the intake side. This thing, it's set up for my Pro 1 cams, which I have brand new from Skunk 2, and a whole bunch of other goodies. But because I don't have a big turbo to like make use of that head, I'm just going to stick with the GT28 stock GSR head and do a built sleeve bottom end, and then you know, try to crank it up like 400, 450 safely on pump gas, if not E85 if I can find injectors. But that will possibly be the new heart for the CRX, but that's just going to be in due time, because sleeving costs money, machining, assembly, and parts all cost money. So I don't have the money to do it yet. That means the car is going to be intact for now, but we will tear it apart soon once we have our game plan set, ready to go. But right now, I'm going to head to my buddy SI's house. He's been patiently waiting for me to have some free time to go check out his wagon, which he swapped the B20 in, and it's all-wheel drive. Oh, you took the badge off? The RT 4-wheel drive badge, you took it off?
No, it was all peeled off.
Oh, it was already peeled off?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the all-wheel drive badge on there. Alright guys, well, this is the wagon that you guys have probably seen a while ago on the channel. Don't get him mixed up with Alex, because Alex also has a red wagon, and then my other buddy Alex from Salinas also has a red wagon. So this is Isai's wagon. He's been working on it for I don't know how long now, maybe
4 months.
4 months. And 4 months he's been waiting for me. He hit me up when he started tearing his car apart to do the wire tuck and stuff, but I was so busy that I didn't have time to come here and help him. But he got it done with one of your buddy. Yeah, you guys got it all done, and while he was doing that, he decided, you know what, let's do the whole thing. So he did the Hush Performance brake boosted delete kit. He has an all-wheel drive transmission right here, and using the Hasport all-wheel drive kit. You can see it right here. And you said you got the drive shaft already put on. Drive shaft is already put on, and now it's just a matter of getting this thing turned on so he can further make progress. Now, he didn't have the gray engine bay before, but he does now. He's got that Rust-Oleum setup right here. Same color as my sedan, same color as my CRX, and you know I'm going to approve of this. So today, I'm here to check out his wiring, and he has a wire harness that just needs to be wired in right here. And this is very simple, and he has the printout for it right here as well. So all I'm going to do is wire in all of these into his ECU plug. He's currently doing his brake line tuck. That's why his dashboard is out. But I don't think we need dashboard in to turn the car on, as much as I would love to hear it turn on today. But I'm gonna get down with this, get my electrical box, and see if you can try to turn it over. You have fluids in here?
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, it's all ready to go. So let's get down to work. Got all the wires hooked up to the stock OBD0 plug here for the ECU, and the CGS wiring, it's 100% plug and play, while the wire harness is all black wiring, and you still have to solder it in. So it's pretty straightforward. All of the instruction is right here. You can get this off the website if it didn't come with your kit. And when you wire these loose wires right here from the harness to your ECU, you want to wire it to the wire that's coming from the harness side over here, right? You can see how I wired it to the harness side, because if you wire it to the ECU side, obviously that's not going anywhere. So everything is all hooked up accordingly. Right now we're fixing the battery in place. We're going to wire up the alternator and the starter one right here. So SI over there forgot that he has an OBD2 distributor, and the wire harness is OBD1. Now, given that he's got a lot of things going on in his garage, we found some resources here for a conversion harness. So he had an OBD2 harness that came with this engine that he's not going to be using, so we cut the clip for the distributor off. And then he has a bunch of gutted OBD1 distributors, so I took the plugs off of that. And then with the diagrams online, I made a jumper harness. Hopefully this works out. The colors are all weird, but I went slot for slot, and I did the exact same for my cousin's 4-door, and that worked out. So right now he's just rerouting some of the harness, because they were just kind of like all over the place. The point of a tuck harness is to make it look tuck, right? And he's about buttoning up with that. We're going to hook up the distributor jumper. We got the ground here all shaved on the frame rail, so we make full contact. Batteries here, starters hooked up, alternators hooked up right there, and shit, man. We're going to be firing it just a minute here. Why is it raining? Summer's supposed to come, not rain. What the hell? Alright guys, so we're getting ready to turn this thing on. We got everything hooked back up. We just primed the fuel. The fuel's working, but this car needs the clutch to be depressed. And when he did the hydro conversion, he has a different pedal assembly in it, so he doesn't have the sensor. What we got to do is we got to find the neutral safety switch plug, jump it, and then we're gonna prime the oil, and hopefully it fires. So we just primed the engine 3 times, and I told him to crank it, let the oil cycle through, and then fuel started spewing everywhere. Fix that real quick. You can see all the fuel right there. But it's very promising, so fuck it, fire it. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah, bro. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Another all-wheel drive car to hit the streets soon. I'm stoked. I want to give a huge shout out to my buddy SI, the wagon that we just worked on earlier today. He gave me his old seats because he has S2K seats now in his car, and Alex needed some seats. So this is the passenger, and he's going to take the skins off of this to put it on the driver's seat, which is right there. And you know, they're notorious for being all torn up on the bolsters, so he's going to do all the swapperoos and then clean that to match his interior on the passenger side. He currently has the Recaro that I sold him a while ago, but you know, for comfort of daily driving, he wants the stock seat. He never had the stock seat here to begin with. He had an EF sedan seat, so now he has a matching you know, seat to put in. So big shout out to SI for that. I also want to give a shout out to Jesus because he gave me pretty much that B20 long block you just saw us pick up, and that right there is going to be going to the coupe. All I'm going to do with that today, maybe, I don't know if I want to clean it because the weather's looking kind of shitty, but I want to put the clutch and flywheel on there, throw my B16 tranny on it as well, and then try to do a compression test to kind of see the readings. Now, he said his boy's car that he got the motor from, the CRV, was wrecked, and it drove from here to LA, no problems whatsoever. I noticed that it has new timing belt, water pump, it has a new head gasket, so I don't doubt it, but it got hit so bad that the tower actually hit the valve cover right here, stopped this belt, and it kind of skipped a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, it skipped. So I gotta retime it, obviously, and then I got plenty of timing covers from B20s right here from the B20 VTEC swap, and I just gotta find a post mount. Aside from that, I want to get some compression readings so I know the engine's health, and then pretty much, you know, get this all ready to put into the coupe. And then you guys just saw Tiger right now. He actually just left, but Tiger came here as well to try the chip ECU in his car because he did get his chip from Xenocron. So we wanted to put it in the car, test out which ECU works, which one doesn't, which one needs to be repaired, see if VTEC works in his car, because if it does, then Carrick, he's coming to race you, bro. He wants that revenge. I don't think you're ready for if VTEC works, we're gonna call Eric back, fool. We're gonna run that car again. Just leave it hanging. Oh yeah, you can plug it up. I didn't know it fit it. Yee. And then that one wire right there, that's VTEC. This one, right? The one, yeah, the one, it's back there. So hook it up real quick. I don't know if they even set VTEC in there for you because they didn't even ask about it. But hopefully Xenocron has best judgment because it's a pretty big company to not put a VTEC in a VTEC ECU, VTEC map. Especially when you say B20 VTEC. Just rev it up first gear. Stop. God damn.
This thing went off.
Huh? So we just took it for the drive. The chip works, right? But VTEC didn't crack. So right now I just literally probe power into the solenoid. It's clicking. Check continuity from here to the ECU, and that was working. But what I also noticed was this fool didn't even click the VTEC wire in all the way. Come on, man. Come on, bro. So this thing right here wasn't even clicked in all the way. Wasn't make any contact because I tried checking continuity on the wire, and then continuity is coming through here, but it stopped coming through here. So that means it wasn't making connection. It does now. So hopefully we can crack some VTEC in just a minute. But right now, he's actually swapping out the B20 OBD2B distributor for the GSR that I sold him. So he's going to swap that out right now because he did get his jumper harness in the mail. We're going to swap that out right now as well too. We noticed that his RPM was going on retarded after 5,000 RPM. So hopefully that was a distributor issue. We're going to swap it out. VTEC wires connected. Chip is still in the ECU. So I was the one that filled up the form from Xenocron for Pick to order his chip, and I just took the car for a spin. The VTEC still does not work, but I also noticed that on the form it did not ask for a VTEC engagement. So I don't think the chip has an engagement point for the VTEC. So the only way to really know if VTEC is working is to borrow Carrick's ECU, because his is OBD1. The EF sedan you guys see here, it has a B20 VTEC. I did a little over a year ago. Try to get him to come here, slap his ECU in, and see if VTEC works at all. But in the meantime, I gotta go work on that B20. Don't need that. Crank sensor. Don't need this. Alternator. Don't need this. Oil pressure sensor unit. Disconnect. Oh, this guy on the side. Disconnect. Oops. Coolant temp. Disconnect. Fan. Disconnect. Disconnect. One more. Disconnect. Header bracket. Disconnect. Disconnect. Water hose. Disconnect. Disconnect. All right. This guy, don't need it. Disconnect. Disconnect. I love the fact that this G7X can record in the dark really nicely. So guys, I am going to end this video here. Unfortunately, I didn't get to the B20 today. I was tinkering with Pick's cargo cover. If you guys saw earlier in this video, I picked up a cargo cover, and I guess he beat up Sun and won the deal. And we were fixing the cargo cover in the back. Hey, pop the back. So we got the CRV cargo cover installed somewhat. So I got the sides drilled out, the grommets in place. These guys clipped to the back of the headrest. I didn't do the sides yet because I don't want to go messing up his panel, because I messed it up here earlier. You guys can kind of see. Maybe not. I drilled an extra hole in the wrong spot when it's supposed to be up here. But anyways, we were doing this, and then we had Carrick come over. So Carrick came here with his B20 VTEC EF sedan, which has an OBD1 chip P28, right? And we took his ECU out, we slapped it in this car, and I went to go make a pull outside the block, and VTEC works. I also noticed, like I mentioned earlier, the Xenocron did not ask for a VTEC engagement, so I think the chip does not have a VTEC engagement. So that's probably why we didn't feel the VTEC earlier. But regardless, we know the wiring works, and we know with the chipped ECU the VTEC does kick in. Now it's just a matter of time for him to either get the car tuned or get a VTEC base map put onto the car. I think the car drives really well with his chip, so we might go to one of my buddies' place, have them copy the chip, burn it onto Pick's chip, and then slap it in his ECU, so at least have VTEC to kind of mob around town whenever he feels like he wants to practice his shifting, you know what I'm saying? But guys, we do have a motor for the EJ2, so we are definitely gonna have some content for it. Probably tomorrow I'm gonna start working on it, because the sooner I can get it in the coupe, the sooner I can get it gone, the sooner I can bring back the wagon. So if you guys are looking forward to some EJ2 content, please subscribe to the channel. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, especially the earlier clips on the all-wheel drive transmission, definitely give this video a thumbs up. And with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.